Hello, I am Beatrice and welcome to my channel. Today, I wanted to talk about an amazing key in order to transform your mind. And this is completely free. You don't have to pay anybody, take a course for it, but you do have to apply it every single day. And that's gratitude. If many of you, for those of you who do not know me, I am Beatrice. I'm a photographer located in Florida. And I decided to start this podcast to help transform the mind for a better business and life. Once you transform your mind, you could attain your definition of success. To be grateful is one of the best forms of wealth. If you're grateful for what you do have, you'll be able to appreciate the journey and life won't be as hard. When you wake up with a grateful heart, you'd embrace the things you never saw before. You would see things in a different point of view and your perspective would change completely. You'll stop digging around for superficial things that have no gain in life at all. When your body's being thrown in the coffin, you can't take those materials. Gratitude goes a long way. Expressing it to your family members and your friends is almost as important when you practice gratitude. I know when I get in one of those funks and I feel like, yes, I'm conquering the world, and the next day I'm like, "Oh my god, why am I alive?" I get so frustrated and I don't even know what to do anymore, and not everything's working out in my favor, and I just get so consumed and I can't bear to think of the negativity. But the minute I start to align myself and remind myself, what am I grateful for? I think that's why journaling is so important. It helps you visually see your thoughts and your erroneous way of thinking. It helps you track how you used to think and see the progression. I started journaling about a year back, and I did it almost because my heart couldn't help but to do it. There was no other way. I couldn't afford a therapist. I was living a very turbulent time. I couldn't express myself to anybody that I thought would understand because they were also suffering. Everybody that was around me was suffering. We experienced quite a bit of loss and various various traumatic events. So it was really hard to count on somebody if they were in pain as well. So I ran to my notebook and I start writing and writing until my heart felt some sort of weight off of it. And I felt lighter when I kept writing, and I kept writing and I kept writing until I felt like I was achieving something. Gratitude is so amazing. There's a verse in the Bible that says, Un corazón agradecido alaba Jehová. A grateful heart praises God. Gratitude is an amazing way to reprogram your mind and create a better foundation to rely on. When you wake up and you count your blessings, that does more for your mind than you think. It brings all those thoughts from the subconscious to the conscious, and it shoves away those negative thoughts and it boots it away. I was really having a hard time, and I was like, you know what? I'm doing everything I can. I'm starting to go for walks. I'm starting to do this. I'm doing everything that I can, but I realized that the formula, it's almost become medicinal for me to journal. Journal, exercise, vent. Journal, exercise, vent. Just like that. For the level of brokenness that I was in, I had to do that. Vent either creatively, vent with an individual, vent with a professional. I had to find a way to vent. I had to find a way to detox those thoughts that were so negative and so untrue. But that's how you feel when you're in that state of mind. You see things that are not 100% true, but that's your truth at the moment. And it really hurts all the time to carry with that pain. So you don't lose anything in being grateful. Being a mother or two, it could be extremely hard. You're trying to supply all the needs to your baby. You're trying to run a business. You're trying to maintain your sanity with yourself as an individual, trying to transform the worst parts of you so your children could get the better of you. And in those days, sometimes your children are not in the same note and get overwhelmed like, why am I doing this? Why am I experiencing this? Am I a bad person? So it spirals out of control and everything you're working hard for feels like it's working against. But when I sat there and I reminded myself of the time that I cried, because when I got that miscarriage, I cried. For those who experienced a miscarriage knows what death feels like inside of you and you can't shake it off. My oldest daughter is a rainbow baby and I am extremely grateful for her. She's such a loving baby. I think I've experienced love through her. When I first held her in my arms, something inside me changed. I was in awe. Everybody in the hospital room was in awe. I was like, oh my God, what a beautiful little girl. And in my second pregnancy, I wasn't ready for it. I just experienced a miscarriage. I'm still carrying on the depression of that. I just gave birth to my little baby. I was 2 months fresh out of giving birth to my firstborn. And right after that, I got pregnant. I was almost scared. I was I was devastated. I was like, how am I going to provide for this baby? This is so hard. How am I going to do this? How am I going to take care of my baby? And I saw the worst sides of me because I wasn't grateful what's in front of me. I was too worried about the things I can't control. I was too worried about the things that are not a true priority. And gratitude kept slipping away into the day I gave birth to my second born. She was amazing, but the agony and the pain, what it taught me, the fact that the epidural wasn't working, they tried to put the epidural on my back several times and it wouldn't take. And the lady did it wrong. She goes, "You have a small back." Right from then, I knew it. I knew she was going to do something wrong. And I suffered really bad back pain, but the medicine was never there for the epidural. She never put it in. I was 39 weeks pregnant with both of them. Specifically, the second child, they gave me a mitosis, I believe. I don't remember the exact name, but it was a prescription in order to make in order to rush your contractions. And I was from 4 centimeters dilated to 10 centimeters dilated in 10 minutes. And then that's when the doctors went for a meeting or lunch or something like that. All I remember is that everybody left the room and I was feeling her head. I was crowning and within 10 minutes. And she was rushing right out. And I felt the worst pain in my life. And still with no pain medication holding on, none of that. I was able to push out Mariella, such an amazing, strong baby. And she still is. She taught me strength. She helped me dig deep into strength. So you can imagine after experiencing a miscarriage and having the first baby teach you what true love is. And I fell in love with the experience of having a new baby and creating a new baby. And then the second baby taught me strength that I did not know that I had. She taught me how to push despite of the pain that I was in. That's my baby. So when it came to the moments that I was in the worst points of my depression and I felt like I couldn't give anything for her and I felt like I wasn't equipped enough to be her mother, and I dealt with struggling to pick up my business and try to make it right this time because they counted on me, and have suffered failure to the worst degree. Gratitude made me see it differently. Being grateful for the things that I had instead of overwhelming myself with the things that I don't have. Gratitude is one of the most important tools when you're trying to overcome any mental health issue. When you're depressed, when you're starting a business, it helps you highlight the resources you do have to double down on that. So if you're looking for a magic pill to being happy, if you're looking for a magic anything to try to help you get over the situation you're in, money will not solve the problem. It won't. It could give you opportunities, but for how long until you become ungrateful and depressed again? And then you feel like money will solve. It's a vicious cycle that never solved the main issue at hand. Being grateful is an amazing thing. I'm grateful for my girls. I'm grateful for the failures I've had. My firstborn taught me love. My secondborn taught me strength. My business taught me skills that I didn't know I had. Life taught me how to be grateful. It helped me measure what's worth worrying about and put things in perspective. So be grateful is for free. Comment below if you feel like these podcasts are helping transform your mind to shift you to the right direction you're trying to head out for. So if success is what you're looking for, these podcasts are for you. Have a great day.